What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my Ultimate General American Revolution update. That's my son, by the way. If you hear screaming, that's him. He's very vocal. So, as you can see on the screen here, I am doing an update because I believe the last time I played this game was like mid-November last year. So it's been a minute, and the game came out in early access. And when I was making the footage or whatever, the screen art for this game, I came across something. So I wanted to, I think, copy the link from Steam so you guys can link to it if you wanted to buy it. And to do that, you have to, go to the page, right? So I went to the page, and then I saw this, and that's not reassuring. So I hate when these launchers, like, you get a launcher and it. Anyway, mixed reviews. Recent reviews are 45%. All reviews are 68%. That's at least, okay. I could deal with 68. 45 though, recent. What's going on? What's going on? So what's going on? Scenarios of campaign. All right. Oh, so there's a full British campaign they came out with a few weeks ago. Okay, so I'm gonna make this its own video. I did not know there's a full British campaign. Is there a full American campaign? Please tell me. Please tell me there's an American campaign. Please tell me there's an American campaign. We're in June. I'm hoping somewhere. Roadmap. Okay, June. Uh oh. Uh oh. I have a Radeon video card. Steam keys for early backers. Okay, so I'm an early backer. Oh, okay. Okay, I gotta figure out how to do that. Okay. So I don't know if the full American thing is on here. What's in early access? The current game has a full U.S. campaign. Okay, very cool. So it's 50 hours of gameplay. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. It's at 31%. It was literally jumping. Ah, man, Logitech. You gotta get better cables, my friend. All right. So it's taking its time. Anyway, so I'm gonna while we wait, I'm going to how you call it, take a look at the forum because that's where people put their not so kind feedback sometimes. So let's take a look at it. Ah, man, so this is why, when people say I love aux cables on phones, I don't like cables. This is why, like, AirPods, like, people always, like, review new phones. I watch tech stuff, and they're like, oh, this has an aux cable. Yes, and it should not have. The technology is 70 years old. It's done. Move on. Bluetooth is here. Okay. So, let's see what people are saying. Why is this game so poor? Oh, versus Civil War. Okay. So people are expecting a clone set in the American Revolution, which is something they shouldn't be expecting, but uh all right, especially America's told, but in real time with the naval component fully, it's just very uncomfortable to play. There's too much going on to manage. You have to fight real time battles, but you can't fight them all. Only certain ones your generals are near. Ah, plus, the actual American Revolution is super chaotic, lots of different fronts and things to manage in a way that the U.S. Civil War didn't have. I don't know about that. I have to kind of disagree with you, historian. The American Revolution is super chaotic, lots on different fronts, more so than the American Civil War. I would say the Civil War was much more chaotic. There was much more stuff going on. Battles all the way from Texas, all the way as far as, I mean, I'm trying to remember as far as where. Um, I can't think as far north. I know there were Texas battles in Texas. I'm assuming there were some as far as close to the northern border with Canada. I think I've heard some battles in like the Dakotas and stuff like that. So yeah, it was all over the place. Plus, we almost got into war with the English. But I found battles to be disappointing. Commanding troops is typically the best way to go about a battle, but when you start expanding small battles, just feel more tedious than anything. Having them just shoot on the map is very insufficient. Will cause more casualties than is worth, at least to the later parts of the game, unless you are in a large. Okay, same. I don't give a bad review purely. I didn't give a bad review purely because for EA. Yeah, I don't. So I don't know. Like I could understand people doing bad reviews, right? Like if the EA game, the early access game is really bad, like it doesn't function. Like you could barely do anything. Then I can understand. But I think like when you buy an early access game, you have to put in your head that half the game's missing. You're going to play a shell of a game, right? The whole point of you doing early access, say, hey, devs, I love this idea. I love the concept. Here's some money. Keep going. And the trade off is whatever work they do, they pass it off to you. And you get a discount, compared to when it hits retail shelves. Moving your units into close combat on Glowman is effectively an auto resolve mechanic. So I'll tell you what I am looking for is I am looking for a game um, that gives me and I don't want to like kind of put this against another game, but I want a game that's kind of puts goes toe to toes, gives me the Grand Tactician, right? Grand Tactician feel in the American Revolution, right? Um, because it's hard to say like what what I want is Grand Tactician American Revolution, honestly, because like to me, Grand Tactician Civil War is the bee's knees of Civil War games. I don't think you can beat that game. Maybe if you add a naval component, you can compete with that game, but that game is top notch, right? This game, I'm expecting something like Grand Tactician. I've played it a year ago, and I remember parts of it. I remember there's a strategic component. There's a technology aspect of it. I remember you assign commanders, which I think was cool. You have the order of battle. Again, another really cool thing. So I'm really looking forward to it, and it's 90% installed, and we'll find out in a second where we are with this. So I'm not taking it too close to heart with 45%. Um, Ultimate General Civil War and Ultimate General Gettysburg were both incredible games. And honestly, the way the positioning your army in Ultimate General Civil War, like that was the best way to actually deploy an army of 80 to 100,000 men. It was the most efficient, easiest way I've ever seen any game do. Like, I don't know if you guys played, some of you guys have played the old Sid Meier's Gettysburg, and you don't have to move one regiment after another, after another, after another. It gets a little just, a lot. Uh, Even in Grand Tactician, even moving a whole army, it's a lot easier. Trust me, night and day difference. But if you want to move certain divisions, you have to do this, do that. 95%, 98% there. In Ultimate General Civil War, literally you click on the army and then you draw the line where you want them to be positioned. That to me is the 100% perfection. Pretty much. All right, so let's start this up. Let's see how it is. It's been a year, so I guess allow. Oh, are you kidding me? YouTube wants me verified. It's me. Who else could it be? All right. Mike says, I always loved Civil War games and Revolution game, but when I play, I never seem to be able to put things together like the videos I watch. It just seems irresponsible to me. You know, if you just stream, man, just stream. Don't worry about like clipping it all together. I used to be like crazy about that, about like, and that really turned me off from like reviewing games because I would like play the game for 8 hours straight, record all that, and then just go in, get certain segments, and it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and unless you're like getting paid for it, like if you're making a six-figure salary, like those bigger YouTube channels, I wouldn't really worry about it. Honestly, YouTube, you know, the whole time of like being innovative on YouTube is kind of like not going away, but it's more about I would say the person that you're watching now. Whether they're entertaining, they if you like them, all that stuff. I think that's the most important thing now because like I watch YouTubers not for how they cut their clips or how they present their videos. It's just like do I kind of identify with them? It's kind of like meeting people on the street. Um, okay, so campaign. I remember this was a long video. I think. Yeah. I like how they're like all bobbing their heads. It's like a YouTube video. Oh, is that real? Is that George Washington lost his father at early age? HGW right there. I like that it these choices affect your main. Oh, that actually did happen. I remember. Well, you're gonna lose something. Guess who started the French and Indian War? Yeah. I'm still not feeling well. Oh. Uh, that's what really happened. Congress. I really liked the way they did this. He actually did show up in his Virginia uniform during the Continental Congress. Nice. Okay, so normal. Oh, is that Henry Knox? The fat old bookseller? Does that look like George Washington? Or does that look like? That looks to me like more George Washington-ish. Or is that George Washington that just ate a lot? I'm just gonna do that. Aggressive AI. No, let's just do normal. I love how these games. I forgot who started this, but I love that they add these like things in the bottom. I know it's like little things, but it's cool. Kind of makes me remind who said that, and you see it and you're like, ah, okay. One from Pennsylvania, one from Virginia. I traveled to Massachusetts to join the fight against the British and support the Patriot cause. The Rally of Truce was a welcome sight. Now I'm hoping this goes historical, or at least gets me to the point where the historical kind of like lets me off the leash. You know what I'm saying? Put me in around Boston with the Continental Army and say go. You know? Oh, the up and down arrow keys work. The WASD keys work. Ooh, that's 2 points up. So I do notice that it stops by Connecticut and somewhere around, I don't know what, Vermont, New Hampshire. So I'm assuming, is this the tutorial? I think I've played this and I remember it locked me in. So I'm assuming that I have to complete a certain number of things and then it opens it up. See, I don't like that. I just want to be like, do me a favor, make the map and then say go. That's what I want. And I don't know if these are actual names, but if these are the actual names, that's another pro. Sixth Connecticut, second Connecticut. If they are, that is a pro in my book, guys. So what's my? I mean, you want me to do tutorial, right? So there's 21,000 people here. Okay. Recruits zero. Slaves. There's slaves in Connecticut. Okay. And there's 480 Continentals. The third Connecticut. So and there has loyalty here. I like that it gives me like straight up like the how big each city is. If I click on this, 5,000 people, 9,000. How many in Boston? 15. There's more people in Hartford than there are in Boston? Is that right? I hope these are like actual legit. All right, let's. I got Washington with 1,000 men. So this is what? What is the date? April 18th. When was Lexington and Concord? I know it was middle April. Should an army be forming up around Boston? Are there any roads to Boston? Look. Oh, okay, there are. Okay. The map is gorgeous, though. I gotta admit. Like, look at this. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So there's one road to Boston here. There's another road that goes here. Okay. 7 days. You ever received word that the British are emptying ammunition depots in Providence, transporting it to Boston? Okay. So, didn't Washington show up not in April? He didn't show up in April, right? Like, he showed up, I believe, like when the army was assembled somewhere around summer or fall. I'm going based upon what I read, like, many years ago. Why is he going this way? Okay. Oh, they got a lot of troops. That's a lot of troops. Two of those outnumbers me, and they got a lot more than two. All right, so I got militia. I got my. Okay, so this is not historical. Okay, so it's not really historical. It doesn't set up like the historical template. The other thing that would be really cool in this game is if they had like set points. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the beginning of the war, obviously, right? A 1777 set point, 76 point. I do love this tactical map. It's gorgeous. All right, so I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna pause it for a second. I want to look at this map and say, all right, this engine compared to Grand Tactician, who's up? So I'm right clicking and I'm trying to move the map. That works, but I can't like look up. You know, can't, I'm like the camera's facing like this. I want it to go like that. Is there a free look zoom camera controls? Okay, so that's all the camera controls you have. There's no way to kind of move the camera up. I don't like that. I'll be honest, like a lot of the beautiful things that you see in Grand Tactician Civil War is like being able to like look straight down at two, units clashing at each other, or then looking up, right, and you're on the top of a hill and you can see the whole, silhouette of the battlefield, right, and you can see the troops, the Confederate troops coming in, like that stuff, man, like makes me want to hit print screen, screenshot that, This not so much, because well, like the textures are okay, like I can see the tree, right. I don't know. It's I don't know. Maybe it's because of the time of year. It seems too brown, lacking a little bit of detail. I mean, the trees are nice, and but I'll tell you, the not being able to look up is gonna cause me a pain in the neck. So these are what Malden militiamen, Denham militiamen. I will say that the cool thing about it is like they're actually naming these after like the towns. They could have just say militiamen, militiaman, militiamen, and I would have gave them like no, 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 that's not happening. I do see that. I think they have the same kind of controls as Ultimate General. Civil War kind of is giving me that Civil War vibe here. So the unit animations are pretty cool. I like the flag flying here. You got 360 British soldiers and about 140 militiamen with rifles that can barely shoot. So the trick is, can you double time? Yes, you can. The trick is to outshoot them, in essence. To throw as much lead into them. Because if I do piecemeal, then it's not gonna work out well. But the one thing that I guess is a con for me already is like I'm already in a battle, right? Like I know it's supposed to like I don't know. I feel like in a campaign it should just set up everything like pieces on a chessboard and then tell you to go. Like go ahead. You know, if you need a tutorial, here's a tutorial, but here's the campaign, go. I really don't want to be like walked into Concord and be like, fight here. All right, now it's Concord, and I'm assuming after Concord, surround. I'm assuming surround DC. I mean, excuse me, Boston. Then again, I'm remembering that it was something else last time I played. At the double quick. And you can't zoom in all the way. Like this is the furthest zoom. I'm trying to remember if Grand Tactician lets you zoom in further. I think it does. I'm trying to remember. Oh crap! There is no way we're gonna be able to hold them off. I need reinforcements. These guys are already running away. Oh, I wonder if there's friendly fire in here. Yeah, it's hard to see. Like I could zoom in, but I wish developers would not like hold us back. Like if I want to zoom in all the way and see his pixelated face, let me zoom in and see his pixelated face. You know what the crazy thing about this is? Like I started with 60 plus. These guys started with 120. You could see. I didn't take out a lot of them. Oh, I got more troops. Yeah, I gotta get used to this map. This map is a little weird. Where the heck did they go? They're just coming up. There's some guys here that won't come up. Alright, who are you guys? 175. Who are you? Arlington Militia. Alright. So, again, not very historically accurate because, when Concord happened, there was not 1,000 British men. What? What? Boo boo? Paw paw? It's on. Alright. So I got all these American troops. I'm gonna have them rally right here. And there's more coming here. So, I mean, the AI is not too aggressive, I guess, because it's like, let me move the camera a little bit. Uh, oh, hold on, let me. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on. I know, I'm trying to. There we go. If you pause Paw Patrol in the background, that's because of that. So honestly, the AI is a little not aggressive, right? I mean, they have two regiments there, three regiments there. These guys are taking their time. I guess I got to do double time for them. Oh, I have two units breaking. They're breaking. Where's Mel Gibson? By the way, I think that's one of his best movies. I know some of you guys are gonna be like, seriously, Patriot? Yeah. Alex, it's fine. So I'm gonna move these guys into like a I'm assuming these are defensive positions. I mean, a fence is sort of defensive, I guess. I'm assuming this is another place that I have to defend. Oh, this is where the ammo actually is going to be. Yeah, so the whole front line just collapsed. I have these guys, they're going to start firing out in all these directions. I have these 175 men, they're going to. Yeah, we gotta concentrate the main heart here. Definitely here. So double time. I got 62 men that's gonna hold this flank. So run there, run there. So I have 120 men roughly, or 100 men now, holding against 300 British. This doesn't seem right. There's supposed to be a lot more of me than there are of them. Like crazy more. Like we're talking 4 to 5 thousand militiamen to a few hundred British. Oh, they're doing. I don't know. Just shoot into it. Shoot into it. I want to see them turn and fire. I mean, the sprites on here are more detailed than the Grand Tactician. I will say that. The powder looks better. Oh, you could see the mini balls. That looks better. You could see even the mini balls coming from different units. So, yeah, the graphics, the textures though on the map, I honestly, I don't know. I might have to give it to Grand Tactician. The textures, or at least the map design. But I will say that the historical accuracy of Grand Tactician is a lot more than this game. Because this is not how Concord played out. And George Washington was not near Concord when Concord actually happened. And then while I do like that they put this stuff here, right? Like I wish there was more, I don't know, context. Like put the name here of the unit instead of me having to go around it. I know it's little stuff, but it makes a difference. I'm gonna get flanked badly. Oh, so they still. This is the thing that I was talking to you guys about. How to position troops. So they incorporated that in there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Mike says, not about stream. I just can't seem to get same results in game by my choices and maneuvers. Ah, or I can't identify what the results my choices are. I got to give Ultimate General Series another chance. Yeah, I mean it's good. Don't get me wrong. I feel though, just playing this, this little bit, this 30 minutes that I've played, and then from what I remember last year, this is feels more arcadey compared to like Grand Tactician. I feel like Grand Tactician put like realism, um, order of battle, economy, everything like that at like the forefront. Like they wanted to make the best historically accurate Civil War strategy game. This feels more arcadey. Now, for some people that's great. Um, and at times I play arcadey kind of things. I just want it to more evolve into something more um, historical. Like George Washington, not at Concord. There was not this many British soldiers against this few militia. I know what they're trying to kind of like give the feeling of like of the original Lexington and Concord battle where there was only like a few dozen American militiamen against a lot of British troops. But generally people playing this game are gonna be American Revolutionary War nuts, so they're gonna know pretty much that anyway. We got 51 men here, 70 men holding the whole British army. I gotta call the doctor after this because I went on Saturday to get. I found out I had strep throat on Saturday, so they gave me a Z pack, and I was like, Z pack's not gonna do anything for me. She was like, it's gonna work. I was just like, give it a chance, and I'm like, I had Z packs before, they're not gonna do anything, right? And it's like 2 days later, not 2 days later, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days later, and I feel a little bit better, but I was telling her, I was like, this is the antibiotics I want. And she was just like, well, I don't want to give you that because that's for respiratory infection. I'm like, I'm coughing like up a lung here. So yeah, let's do that. The one thing I hate is fighting with doctors, because, they're the ones going to give you medication and stuff like that. Um, but I feel like, I don't know. Like to me, I don't think antibiotics should be over the counter, right? I feel like maybe a pharmacist or somebody should guide you through that process of which one you should choose. But I can't tell you how many times like I know what antibiotics work for me, and then I go to like urgent care or see some doctor, and they're like, "Yeah, well, let's work on this," and I'm like, "Okay, but this is not gonna work, and I have work, so I need to be good in like a day or two." Yeah, we'll see. It's like, so then you normally have to go back and say, yeah, it didn't work. Okay, I'll give you something higher. I was like, can you just give me what worked last time? Anyway, actual says just not enough little details for my taste. Yeah, I do notice there are a few details like it had the population count. It has like, I mean, it has. I'm hoping these are accurate names here. Um, so they put in effort. They did put in effort into this game, like finding historical details and stuff like that. But I feel like where they added it is just like nips and ticks. When the whole core of the game, I don't know. I just feel there's more that could have been. I don't know. We'll see in a second. Once I get past this battle, and then I'm hoping it just opens up the game. Just give me the northern, central, southern colonies. Tell me this is Washington's army. This is where the southern army is. This is where the central army is. And then just let me go, man. I don't want to be held in my hand. I don't. Maybe I didn't want to play, Lexington and Concord, especially for how long we've been playing this for like 20, 30 minutes. I want to organize the army. I want to put them in order of battle, set up my brigades, put arms, do things like that. Exhausted. So instead of saying routing, if they're routing, does that mean so exhausted means routing or something? Because it said exhausted, then they started walking away, and everything's like a chaotic mess. Like units are on top of each other. I don't know. I don't feel like there's any organization. I don't know if that's intentional. Like, hey, this didn't happen during the American Revolution. There was some organizations, alliance. You gotta understand, battles between the 18th century and 19th century really didn't change much until like World War One. They were all Napoleonic for a century and change more. Isn't fire. At least it tells you, it gives you like a. I mean, there is some cool details here. Like it'll tell you how far they are from all shooting, and I wonder if you can halt, charge. What is this? Fall back. Okay, you can issue a fallback order. I wonder if you could tell them to hold, and until this white line on the bottom left goes all the way to the end, and then tell them fire, and then you get a nice roar of musketry. Maybe I'll give that a try. I do notice that some of the unit that's like on the left won't fire, but guys on the right will fire, so that's cool. Why aren't you guys walking that side? That's weird. Retreat. They should have done. They should have had Mel Gibson do some. Oh wow, that's a lot of troops. They should have had Mel Gibson come in to do some voiceover. Imagine. Retreat. I'm sure he would do it too. Oh, there's friendly fire. Did you see where it said friendly fire? Blocked. Blocked by who? Let's cave in on their flank. Oh, this is gonna be nice. Look. That's it. I guess because they're militiamen. They're all like not in a nice orderly line like the British. So I got the core of the troops here. There's like 1,000 men. I'm gonna flank the crap out of them. Have to double quick, my boys. Does it tell me how many casualties there are? Okay, there's also something I noticed here. Men and then U is at the bottom. That's another little bug. You might want to fix that. Early access. Yeah, go right here. Go right here. Double quick, double quick, double quick. Double quick, my boys. Yep, they're getting flanked. I got 250 guys here holding the depot. I'm assuming this is Lexington because that's where the British were supposed to go. So if that's Lexington, was this supposed to be Concord? Is this Concord? That's Lexington. Is that the thing? I'm assuming that's what this is. So Concord and then Lexington. They weren't that close together though. Just to give you a heads up. Again, feels arcadey. One cool thing I like about Grand Tactician Civil War is if you get on a map like Antietam, Gettysburg, or anything like that, you will see buildings, and I believe some of those buildings are like they took a looked at the map, say which buildings actually existed. I'm trying. I remember because like I was playing Sharpsburg, and I saw the uh, I forgot one of the buildings that was actually at the by the wheat field, the Dunkard Church, I believe. Is it? Why are you retreating? You just got there. I'm gonna. I'm trying to get there. Get there firstest with the mostest. I forgot who said that. Somebody in the Civil War said that. Get there firstest with the mostest. Present fire! Fire, boys! Pulling into them! They're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. Let's see if I can get those guys to go there. He's 170. Are you routed? Yeah, they are. Everybody else is routed. I don't think we'll be able to break the core here, because this core right here is too strong, man. And these guys are not inflicting casualties like I thought they were going to. I thought it was just going to be like a massive obliteration. Even with Brown Bess, I figured they would drop down to, like, I don't know. Look at all these weapons firing at them, and they're still at 106, 105. Ooh, they got one guy. Look at this. I mean, come on. This is 250 guys against 70 at this range. Should be able to, I don't know, tell me what color eyes the British guy has. Presents. I do wish, though, that they were also like column, line. I don't know if they did it intentionally because it's the American Revolution and troops, and these are militia, so they don't do that yet. Yet. If you guys played forward, let me know if you can actually move troops from column to line, because if you can't, then that would not be good. Do I have to, like, get right on top of them? Like, these guys were firing into that unit forever, and they're just now going away. Trying to recover some of these guys. I don't know, it doesn't feel very historical. You know, like when you play Grand Tactician, like you are moving this army here, this brigade there, that division there, moving the commander there. Like, it feels very chess. This feels a little more like checkers. Oh, by the way, I did a video, posted it like an hour ago. I want to get you guys' opinion. Where is our strategy gaming merch? And I'm looking at the camera because I'm hoping Matrix Games or Slytherin, Paradox, indie developers, Ultimate General are listening. Where's our strategy gaming merch? I want to buy your merch. I want to have a shirt that says Ultimate General, Grand Tactician, Civil War, things like that. Uh, Even for the purpose being of going to my coffee shop and say, "Hey, what is that?" And it's like, "Oh, it's a Civil War strategy game." Really? So not only do you make money from me, but then I am able to talk about your game to other people. So, like, when I mean by strategy gaming merch, I'm talking about shirts, sweaters, hats, right? I love the cover for these, and some of the wallpapers for this game are gorgeous. I would like it right there, you know? They make metal prints now, and we need that, you know? We need that on our walls. Broken Arrow hat. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we need strategy gaming merch. Everybody else has it. If you go on displate.com, which makes metal prints, beautiful metal prints from what I was understand, right? They have Cyberpunk 2407. If you go on Amazon and type in Cyberpunk merch, you will see stuff for Cyberpunk or Red Dead Redemption, I'm sure, Grand Theft Auto, I'm sure, right? But we don't have stuff for the games that we love, right? I feel like there's a big hole in that market. Business idea, right? Paradox Matrix, if you're listening, I'll do it for you. I actually run a site already where I do design merch and I publish it, you know. So if you want me to do that, you know, I'll do it, you know. And what I'll ask for in return is, you know, a free shirt, hat here and there, you know, metal prints of maybe Hearts of Iron 1, because I do. There's something iconic whenever I look at the Hearts of Iron 1 box. Lot of, what do you call it, nostalgia there. I'll tell you, and what really gets me is like Hearts of Iron was the first strategy game that kind of like really wowed me. Um, because I remember I was going to Manhattan, and I forgot I was going to Manhattan. I knew they had a PC game store around 34th Street. Second Lieutenant Presley is wounded. Oh, and it takes me to him. Okay. Hopefully he's not a main character. um, but I remember I was going to 34th Street. I took a look at um, I think my wife and the little one are home. Um, but anyway, I went to 34th Street and I was gonna check out the new PC games. They generally have like at that time it was like you know first person shooters, things like that. So I wasn't. I was just gonna take a look at it. I had nothing to do that day, and I went there and I remember opening the door and it was like EB Games or something like that. It's not GameStop, something like that. And I remember opening the door and I went to the PC side. Um, and I was going through it and I saw something like Hearts of Iron. I'm like, what the heck is Hearts of Iron? I remember taking it off the shelves. Now, this is like somewhere in the 90s. Strategy games like this were unheard of. A map where you control any country, develop its army, navy, air force, unheard of in the 90s. Like, you know, if you would have told somebody that, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna, if I would have went to my friend Ronnie, I'm like, hey, Ron, I'm gonna look for a game like this. He'd be like, I don't think they make games like that. Like, that's too, yeah, that's too complicated, dude. Most of the games back then were arcadish, arcadey, whatever. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna win this. I need to concentrate, my guys. But anyway, so I remember like I had some money in my pocket. I'm like, oh wow, and I just took it, went to the, you know, guy. I'm like, boom. I'm like, back then you held on to your money like you know, because a dollar was a lot back then. And but I was just like, take all my money. I'll walk home if I have to. I'm like, I don't care. I take. And I got home. I played that game. Oh man! And then I think it was like a month later, or a few months later, whatever it was. I went back into the same store. I believe it might have been the same store or somewhere around that location. And I came across Victoria, and that blew me away. To me, when I saw those games, I was like, it just pops up in my head. I'm thinking of Bob Dylan. Times they are changing. Actual says I will also want my favorite SP games to be available on good old games. Trying to move away from Steam and their BS. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Steam, and I understand like some people don't like Steam, and you know, there's certain things that they've done in the past that I'm not a fan of. But I will say this one thing, and this is why I can't never hate them, is they made the Steam Deck, and this is something I've wanted for ever. I wanted a device that I could play my strategy games on, and you can do that. Um, and they popularized it, so I'm very thankful for them. And I know like they have the 30%, and that takes a lot from developers and publishers. Um, so I could understand Steam's, you know, the animosity towards Steam, but as them making a Steam Deck made me kind of a fan of them until they do something crazy. Because generally every company does something crazy eventually. Yeah, I'm out of troops, man. I just don't. Oh, I got A lot more there. They're all like nestled in this like corner here. That's what this problem. And I can't really concentrate. Maybe I can hit them here and flank them a little bit. Rear flanked, rear flanked. One cool thing I do like about this compared to Grand Tactician is it says rear flank, right? Where in Grand Tactician it says flank. There's a big difference between side and being shot from behind. But yes, going back to the merch stuff, go into that video, like it, comment on it, because Slytherin, Paradox people from there will see, hopefully see that video, and they'll be like, okay, let's set up a store. Because we need a store, guys. It's not fair that like people who play Cyberpunk and all that stuff get to have all the goodies, you know? And we, the strategy gamers, are neglected. Take my money. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna win this. Like these guys are exhausted. They're about to break. They're blocked. How are you blocked? And then they got a good 180 men there. Man, there's no way I'm gonna win this. Can I? So like that's another thing about these games here is um there is nothing to say end turn or retreat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like in Grand Tactician, you could say retreat. All right, leave battle. Yes. All right, so I lost. Oh, okay. I lost 1,400 men. They lost 500. Oh, it actually drops this down. Destroyed. Wow. Interesting. It tells you down how many died. Interesting. Let us dare to read, think, speak, and write. Excuse me. Oh man. And caused many British casualties. Yeah. All right. So when can I start? I don't know. You know, because it's not opening up the map. So I'm assuming it's not gonna open this up. Seriously. Is there like a cheat code I could put in? Actual says you own your games on good old games, like physically. You don't need a launcher or internet to run them. Oh, interesting. On Steam, you pretty much rent them, apparently. Yeah, I feel like that with everything, right? Books, music. I had it in my last video. I was talking about I bought a song called "Shine" by Collective Soul back 10 years ago. Somebody pulled it because I can't download it anymore or listen to it on my playlist. All right, so now I have George Washington's 500 or 1,000 men. So this is auto done, I guess, because oh, okay. Should I attack? This is going to be a proper battle, I'm assuming now, right? Because they actually had George Washington and two regiments. But you guys know what I'm talking about. What kind of campaign I want, right? Like when I play Liberty or Death, right? I choose George Washington, and then Americans George Washington, and then boom, they're like, go ahead, right? Or I play Birth of America, and it kind of does the same thing. Okay, so now this is not a scripted event. Now I actually have a lot of British soldiers there. So now I can do some like tactics. And there's GW. All right. So what's my plan here? I have the high ground, and are there I don't know. Am I supposed to attack, or what's the thing now? Are we just gonna slam into each other? What's going on? High ground. Oh, dump their chest and say what a brave Charles you was. I don't know why. Every time I play a strategy war game, General John Buford pops up in my head. Okay, I'm not gonna be a stickler, but I hope during vanilla launch, like these little things get fixed. I don't know. All right, at the double quick. I don't want to break the line here. Oh, they're coming around with the two regiments on the flank. You know, I realized something. I do not have artillery. That could be a problem. And I got GW. So I'm kind of curious. George Washington. Okay, so I got this guy called Jethro. What's his rank? Oh, well, he's not a corporal. Hold on, I'm gonna pause it here. Okay, you can't use the spacebar to pause. Options. There we go. Okay, I like that. All right, so what rank is this? I'm assuming he has a rank. And what's civilian musket mean? Is that a brown bess? I don't know. Tell me. Like I don't understand why the. Tell me what the thing is. Brown bess. The French musket. I don't know. You got to tell me. Civilian rifle just doesn't cut it unless they actually made it out of wood themselves. Which I don't think they would of. Now this map is better textured, I will say. But the lighting. So I just want to say something. The lighting here is a little off, right? You have this part. I don't know how the sun is hitting this map. Is it coming from this direction? I'm guessing because the hill back here. I don't know. It's just. So in Grand Tactician, you can actually see where the sun is. So that's a big pro. And I know it's a small thing, but it adds so much realism because you can see how the sun kind of angles and shadows over the entire city and the hills and everything. Here, I don't know where the heck the sun is. I'm guessing it's up here somewhere. I can't angle the camera that way. All right, I'm just outside their range. So let's move up a little bit because I don't know what kind of rifle they have, but I'm assuming it's better than mine because they're proper army. And then what we're gonna do is we are flanking them, my friends. Had to double quick, my boys. Now, I do wish though, like you have George Washington here, right? So I can move him anywhere on the battlefield, and I'm assuming this means influence range. So I'm assuming it affects like soldiers, willingness to fight and all that stuff. I would like these two guys to be their own guy. The reason being is, oh, they got cannons. They're shooting something. Um, oh, they're trying to flank me too. But yeah, yeah. Let's go here because you can't have this. You guys can hold. But yeah, I would like them to be their own thing, kind of like in Grand Tactician, so I can move them around the battlefield. I'm assuming because they're part of this guy, they'll get a bonus, but it would be, I don't know, it feels more authentic. I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. Presents fire. There's a lot of British troops. Keep scrolling to switch view. What does this do? Oh, oh, that's actually cool. I don't know how often I would use this view, but it's kind of cool. How do I go back to the other? Keep scrolling. Did I just? Oh no. No, 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 no. I can't go. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. I was worried there for a second. I don't want to be stuck in the other view. I was hoping that I could flank them. Alright, let's do this. I'm going to try to flank them. I'll put Washington right on the front line. Can Washington get shot? I wonder. See, like, this says civilian rifle, right? But you could tell me this is a Dragoon Carbine 57. I wonder if that's because it's an early access. Oh, no, no, no. Alright, I guess they saw me coming. I'm going to need these guys, though. Here. Because that line's going to break. You see? I already predicted that. Let's charge. Let's see how this charge works out. I don't think it's gonna. What is that? There's some people here. Oh snap! That's cool. Did you guys see that? It didn't actually highlight a unit, but I did see like soldiers in there. So it kind of gives you this like. There's some people up here. Not gonna say who they are. Go support. You see, there's some British soldiers here. I'll have to pull back as quick as possible. My boy's exhausted. Oh crap! You guys are exhausted too. So now the question becomes: is the only way to finish the battle is to go here and hit leave battle, right? There's no like Grand Tactician way of doing it. Like, ah, yeah, mother's uncle. Okay, the family here. So I'm gonna save it here, guys. Um, Let me hit leave battle. Let's see how this is. So I lost 294. So I still lost more troops than they did. But I wanted to get a taste of like the campaign, an actual battle that I actually did. Um, His Majesty can now read my name without glasses. Yeah, because you signed it like a maniac. All right, so let me know in the comments if there's a cheat way of like unlocking this and just unlocking the whole map because I don't want to. It says play tutorial. Isn't this a tutorial? Are you like what's the point? Like, so I gotta play. Is this a tutorial and a tutorial? Because isn't this the tutorial? Because you lock everything down. I don't know. Let's hit save. One game saved. Hit main menu. I want to see if like I could just no. So there's no way to just skip. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way I could just get the whole map. Washington, where he's at. I guess you could play individual battles. That's cool. You could play custom battles. That's nice. I like that. Tutorial videos. All right. So my initial, I don't want my hand walked. I don't want to. My hand walked. I don't want my. I don't want to be walked through with my hand held. You know, like I don't. I don't. I don't want a game where I have to unlock piece of the game at a time. I don't want to do that. Like that really disagrees with me. You know, because it's like I want to play the game. I want to start moving armies, setting up orders of battle. I don't want to go in to do this, fight this battle for an hour, then go here, fight this battle for an hour because it can teach me something during this hour. It can teach me something during this hour. Then they're like, all right, now you can do research. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this, and unlock those things. And then you're gonna do colony management, and then this. So 8 hours in, I still don't have the full campaign before me. You know, I don't want that. If the user wants to skip it, let them skip it. You know, and then I guess they're going to be like, well, you know, they're going to give us negative reviews. Well, you know, too late because visit the store page. You already got negative reviews, you know? Like, come on, you know? Just give me the Just give me the battle. Put everything on the map. Unlock all this stuff. Give me all the 13 colonies. And let me just go to town. You know? Let me go to town. I really, like, so something like that, having to know that I have to play, you know, another 2 3 hours to unlock the colony, the and I remember this from last time I played the colony, the technologies aspects. Going through 2 or 3 hours to do that is gonna like turn me off from playing the game. I'll be honest. It's gonna be like, I don't want to deal with all that. Now, if there's a cheat code where I can go in there and just bypass all that, yeah, I'll do that. But I'll be honest, there's a part of me is just like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I really don't want to. I just want to play the game. I want to start my campaign. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here because the kids are all home and they're gonna get rowdy. All right. Hopefully, you guys enjoy that. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you then.